Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So let's continue our next topic. Let's continue our last topic, which was constraint. Okay, so in constraint we have completed unique, not null, check, and we are left with primary key, foreign key, right? So coming to the fourth one, which is primary key. Okay, so first of all, understand which column you want to make a primary key. Okay, so what is primary key? Any column in your data, which is in your table, which uniquely identifies the complete record. Okay, this is a complete record, right? So which column from employee ID, employee name, date of joining, job, phone number, salary, which column uniquely identifies this complete record? For me, it would be EMT ID, right? So if I ask someone, please give me the detail of employee ID 101. So by using this data, this employee ID, I can get the employee name, I can get the date of joining, which job it does, what job employee ID 101 does, what is the phone number, what is the salary, right? Now suppose I make my employee name as an employee ID. Okay. Now I make my employee name as an employee ID. Okay. Employee name as an employee ID. Employee name can be same, right? Uh, we can have with the name Ayush two people, right? Or with Kinjal two people, right? So if I say I want an employee name Ayush or Kinjal detail. So what will happen? I'll get the detail of both of these record, right? But if I say I want an employee ID of detail of employee number E101, so what it will give me? Detail of 101 employee record, right? XYZ, date of joining, is he a software engineer, is the phone number, and a salary of 50K. This I'll get. So while make sure, always make the column as a primary key which is unique, as in which is uniquely define the complete record like this, and not and of course it should be a not null. Okay, so how we'll define a column as a primary key? So this is syntax. Your column name, right? So your column name along with, we will mention it as a primary key. So this is the syntax. Okay, syntax. So whenever we assign a column as a primary key, so instead of using this constraint as a unique and null, I'll go for a primary key. Okay, so I'm removing this constraint while creating the table and making it as a primary key. Okay, now what this would help me, making a column as a primary key, what all things for what all things it would help me. So first this, again I'm writing the syntax here, the column name with the keyword primary key. Okay, this is your syntax. First point. Second point, it will help for what? Uniquely identify the records. So it will help to identify records uniquely. Okay, one more thing it does is that it avoids null values in the column. Okay, so let me make a mind map here. It will avoid null to enter into the column. Okay, coming to the third point, what it will do, since it is uniquely identifying the complete record, so one more functionality, it comes with one more functionality, which is it comes with, you can only insert unique values. So by using one primary key, we are getting two functionalities, which is one is not null functionality also you are getting, one is unique functionality also you are getting, right? And one more thing to keep in mind, we can have only one primary key in our table. In an entity, you can have only one primary key in table. Okay, so and it's a combination of, as I said, what? Not null and unique. Whenever you want to make a column as a not null along with the unique, so it's a primary key. Okay, so the example as we are seeing, it can be ID, it can be Aadhaar, like that. Those column can be made as a primary key. So let me summarize it. First, the syntax is whenever we want to make a column as a primary key, we have to use the column name, and we have to use a keyword which is primary key. Okay. And by making a primary key, what are things we are doing? So this employee ID will help us to uniquely identify the records. Okay. Uniquely, it will identify the records. It is giving the functionality of not null also. It is giving the functionality of unique as well. Okay. One more thing, we can have only one primary key in a table, right? An example is id, right? So that's it just for primary key.